why don't you tell me a little bit more about what happened before you opened up your first salon? Did you work in any other salons before you opened up your first salon?
I worked up in Huntington Station. I worked in a salon. I worked in Northport in a salon. I didn't work in a lot of salons. I'm a very loyal person. It's always important to me that I give 100% of what I do. That's just my personality. So there weren't a lot of locations, but what I did know is that, you know, I learned a lot about my industry and the types of players and the kind of people that work in my industry. And so, you know, I didn't move around too much, but I really started doing my own thing really through the time of having children. So I started working, you know, by myself just because the kids were little and stuff. And then the salon that I currently have, I actually have only had that one. I started that one about 8 years ago.
Oh, so
but along the way, we were, you know, my husband and I are involved in some other things, you know, bigger ventures, but I didn't own them by myself.
And so why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
You know, we've been involved in so many different aspects of the industry in regard to helping build salons.
Very interesting.
Yeah, building product lines, building salons. I do a lot of education. So there's so many different aspects of what I do. So it was kind of hard for me to be, again, if I can't do something 100%, I couldn't really put myself into the normal salon setting.
Correct.
Because there's other parts of what I do. We were involved in, you know, what's referred to as distribution of different product lines, you know, sales. And so that was part of my life too. But then we started manufacturing, and we have a company called American Culture, which is ironically right here in Huntington Station behind the train. And so between my salon, the Look Spa Salon in Greenlawn, and American Culture, they're about, I think they're three miles apart.
Wow.
Right along the railroad tracks. And you know, we've been manufacturing for about 15 years now.
You seem to have had the chicken before the egg, or the egg before the chicken. You were in the manufacturing of your product line preceding being in the salon business on your own?
Yeah, I because my schedule is diverse, I do a lot of educational platforms. So I do things that, you know, advanced education for hairdressers. So I'm always out in the industry, like trade shows and private educational events, speaking, and, you know, things that involve doing hair. And from there, the other side of me, my husband, who really runs the manufacturing company, started manufacturing before I owned the Look. But prior to owning the Look, I did work by myself just in a studio to take care of my clients while I was raising my kids and they were little.
I love all your products.
Thank you.
I use them. In fact, today while I was home, I was using one of your masks for my hair just to make sure that everything looked as great as possible.
Looks good. Your hair looks great.
Thank you. What was your first product line, and how did it just branch off into all these products?
Well, the beauty industry is the fashion industry, so every dress evolves, right? Just like clothing. So the product lines, actually the first product line we ever started with isn't even on the table right now. It's in moratorium. It's not even out there anymore, but it goes out of style. You know, the packaging goes out of style. So that particular product line was just simply called American Culture, which is the name of our company. The brands that we manufacture currently are not named American Culture. That's the company name or the corporate name, and the brands are different. You know, like Simply Smooth is a brand. It's very popular, I would say, amongst a younger generation, whereas Pure NV, it's like paraben free and sodium chloride free and sulfate free, so it's a little earthier, and that's one of the brands we make currently. And Pure Blends, Pure Color. So there's a lot of things we make. It's hard to say you know, what would be most popular. It just fits into different genres of people, different lifestyles. But the first brands we ever made, or the first products we ever made, are actually not even in production anymore.
Wow. Aside from in your salon, where else do you sell your products?
The products are sold in professional salons. We're a hairdresser-owned company, so everything we make is made with love.
You're a mother. You run a very, very successful salon. Everybody there also just loves you.
Well, it's a culture. You have to create a culture, and it's all, to me, it's all about being positive and behaving in a way that you'd want to be treated. And that is the culture that I try to generate every day, because if you're going to work and be passionate about what you do with as many hours as you do it, it has to feel good.